Hello everyone, my name is Jenny Wolfe and I am an elementary education major at the Owens campus in Georgetown. And today I'm going to tell you three interesting things about myself. The first thing I'll share with you is about something from my personal life. I currently live in Georgetown. I've lived here for the last 11 years with my husband Philip, and we have two daughters. Emma is 8 and Charlotte is 6. But before moving to Delaware, I actually grew up in Southern California. I grew up in a small town called Laverne, which is about 15-20 miles outside of Los Angeles. It was a great place to grow up. Sometimes I really miss it. I especially miss the weather, the fresh fruit that you can't seem to get here, and the awesome Mexican food. Things that I don't miss about it are the traffic and the smog, and especially the earthquakes. I grew up hearing that the 10 was going to hit at any moment, so we were always in fear of that. So the other thing I was going to tell you about is something from my career. So for the last 20 years since I graduated high school, I have been a professional horse trainer. And I don't do race horses, so I can't tell you who's going to win the next big race. But I specialize in Arabian show horses, and my husband and my daughter and our clients, we travel all over the country showing. So I still do that part-time, but I've decided to do a career change into elementary education. When the economy tanked, it really affected our business. And a few years ago, I was in a really bad horseback riding accident, riding a horse that I was training that was just a little crazy and hurt me pretty bad, and it made me rethink things since I have two small children now. So the other thing I'll tell you about is my hobbies. I am a huge history buff. I love history. I would actually really like to be a high school or junior high social studies teacher, something I'm working on. So the other thing I have, because I like history, is researching my own family history. So I got into this a few years ago. I'd always grown up hearing a family rumor that Mary Todd Lincoln, who was Abraham Lincoln's wife, was a many times great aunt, but nobody had any of the proof. So I wanted to see if this was true or just a family rumor. So I went on Ancestry for the 2-week trial and thought I would just research that and be done with it, but it became a huge addiction for me. So I thought I would show you. This is some of the research I've done. This is just from my mother's side of the family tree. I have one of these also for my father. As you can see, it's quite large. I have over 40 pages of the family tree, and then each family name history has all the kind of paperwork for them. So this is a lot of fun for me. And just to tell you a quick story about this, it was interesting. My best friend and I grew up in California together. She now lives in New Jersey and I live here in Delaware. But after I got done with my tree, I wanted to do hers, and because I was still wanted to keep doing it. So I researched hers, and as I kept going back and back, I found a common ancestor for her and I. So we both share like an 8 times great grandfather. And it just seemed too good to be true that my best friend was actually related to me. So we did the DNA test, and sure enough, she is a cousin. So that was kind of a cool story with that. So those are my 3 interesting things. I can't wait to get to know you all better by watching yours, and thank you for listening.